You're now tuned into Together We Anime, and this month we watch Parasyte.
Truth be told, it left me with a little bit more questions than answers. It's like episode one, yeah, they're here. Like what? Okay, we're here. We're just dealing with very deadly creatures, clearly, because literally the first 5 minutes of the first episode shows you, yeah, no, we're in some shit.
With this rewatch, and maybe it's just because I'm older, or I just have I value different things in my shows now. The flaws they just scream a little bit louder now.
I was so annoyed. I was like, bruh, I was enjoying the story. And I was just like, what?
It's out of left field, bro.
What's up, y'all? You're now tuned into Together We Anime, the anime podcast where we watch, discuss, and rate a different anime every month, with the goal of getting everybody and their mama to watch anime and enjoy it a little bit. My name is Nick, and I'm here with NishoSoul and Stik Braxton, and this month we watch Parasyte, the Maxim. I have no AKAs at the moment because none came to me. So I'm sorry if that's one of the things you look forward to, but I didn't have them. I wish my brain would have came up with something, but I didn't. But yeah, we'll dive into our review of the anime in a moment. But before we get there, make sure you subscribe to Together We Anime on YouTube and everywhere else. Because guess what? We are on Spotify. We on Apple Podcasts. We on Audible or whatever. I keep forgetting to figure out if that's Amazon's official podcast platform, but whatever. We're everywhere where the rich people own streaming platforms, okay? So go find us there on some billionaire's platform. All right. Most importantly, make sure you share your thoughts on Parasyte in the comment section. If you watched our most recent review or you checked out our social media clips, you'll see that people had a lot to say about horror media. And we want to hear what you have to say about this anime this time around. So make sure you share them comments and maybe you'll be like Mark wears hats and we'll shout you out in the review or something. So let us know. Yeah. So now that we have that intro out the way, as always, I'm gonna give you a little overview of how our pod works. During this episode, we're going to discuss the anime over different segments. The first segment is going to be our overall thoughts. So we're going to talk about the concept, the writing, and the overall feel. After that, we'll talk about the characters. And then third, we'll talk about the animation. And then fourth, we'll talk about the sound, voice acting, little sound effects and things like that. So whatever thoughts we have on that, we'll talk about that. So also when you comment, if you have anything about those things that we missed, let us know. Let me see what else I got. Oh shit. And at the very I just did it, man. I was doing so good not cursing in the first 5 minutes.
Hey,
The last couple of episodes. Dang it.
hey, man, listen,
All
it happens.
The streak. I'm kidding.
Get it together, Cole. All right. So if you stay to the end, we do our favorite segment of the podcast, which we give a 1 to 5 rating. It's a recommendation rating based on whether or not we think you should watch it. So stay to the end if you want to hear like our final thoughts and rating on the anime. And right after that, we'll be using our magnificent, amazing anime wheel to randomly select our next watch. And we have a little special, twist added to it this time around. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And we'll see you in the comments. And until then, we gonna talk about some Parasyte. So again, y'all, we watched Parasyte this time around, and we're all pretty excited to talk about it here on Together We Anime. So yeah, let's get into it. I guess I'll start with my synopsis. Um, so Parasyte, the Maxim, is an anime about it's clearly in the title. It's about these parasites. They come from somewhere and they infect humans, and they, you know, pretty much possess them, by way of MURDER. And this young man, he has the wonderful privilege of not of being infected by one, but not being, unalived by said parasite. And we get to watch him go through the woes of understanding what it means to be human, and understanding the parasite world, and just going through his own growing pains of just trying to save the people around him, and do what's right for all humanity. And that's all I'm gonna say without trying to give too many spoilers in the beginning part of the podcast, which, like, here you go, spoiler alert, because we're reviewing an anime. But we do a good job at usually not telling you every little detail so we don't ruin it. So with that, that's my synopsis. Pretty accurate, nothing too spicy today. I think y'all can tell that I probably like this one because I'm trying not to, tarnish her name.
Usually when you like it, it's very accurate and very close to what it actually is. Not a lot of jokes, just right there. So you can kind of tell
Real
at
meaty
least
with it.
That
it's going facts. It's going to get real. It's going to be higher than our last one. I know that for a fact.
Mm, yes.
Yeah, for a fact.
There's no hiding that one.
yeah, I'm about to say from the
Yeah,
the
no.
premise, from the stabby stab, I think we know where Nick might like this. But anyway.
Hmm,
Yeah,
hmm,
yeah, yeah.
hmm.
Yeah.
So with that said, before we get into my my review, well, not my review, my part in this, let's start with Nisho. Talk to the right hand. Tell the people your overall thoughts and feelings towards the anime.
Oh, we talk to the right hand indeed. That was literally the whole premise of Shinichi and Miki. Um, Overall story. I like the world building in this. I genuinely like the premise of like, hey, there are these alien things that are just already present in Japan. They might be a threat to the world. It Funny enough, like the one thing that kind of came to mind and with a lot of alien earth tropes in this, like it reminded me of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, you know. Very classic for anybody who's really in the know about that type
Yeah.
vibe. It was literally Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Um, Truth be told, it left me with a little bit more questions than answers. I think one of the big ones, I'm like, where did the parasites come from? We never got an idea of the origins. I'm like,
Mm.
it was like episode one, yeah, they're here. Like, what? Okay, we're here. We're just dealing with very deadly creatures, clearly, because literally the first 5 minutes of the first episode shows you, yeah, no, we're in some shit. They bite, they decapitate, they do all this other shit. Like, that's what's happening. Like no rhyme or reason. But like the world building, it was cool. The overall story, I think for me, I feel like I'm in the middle on, right? Because there were parts of it they genuinely hit great because you're seeing like the mentality of like the humans coping with this and then the parasites adapting and learning how to cope with this. And I'm like, that was an interesting premise because like you see a lot of parasites. It was like, we here, we want to invade as many people as we need to survive. We good. I was like, okay, they don't give a fuck at all. Lovely, great. But
Mm.
by the time we get to the end, I guess that my gripe with the end would be more toward the characters. But just by the time we get to the end, it's like, yeah, you know, parasites are just integrated into society. It's fine. Like, what? Like, that's a very big lingering thread because like y'all was ready to murk the whole fucking state of Japan because these things got so dangerous. And I'm like, okay, yeah, we're gonna coexist with them. I'm like, I think that was really the overall really confusing part for me. But other than that, like I think the overall story and everything, it was cool. It was cool. But my gripes was here. I feel like it'll lean a little bit more to the characters, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
Gotcha, gotcha. Stick, how'd you feel?
Well, this was a rewatch for me. Um, I watched this when it originally came out in during Toonami, or actually
Mm,
Adult Swim. I think is what it was at the time. Adults Toonami on Adult Swim. So I want to say this came out in like 2006, 2016 maybe.
I think it did. Hold
Kind
on.
of. It was kind of like later in the mid 2010s or something like that. Um, and I remember enjoying it. And you got to remember, I'm old, so like this is episodic. So like I had to tune in every week to be able to watch these. Like the
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that
Cartoon
would
Cartoon
have been
Network,
dope.
it was 2014.
2014. Thank you. So I'm checking Cartoon Network every. I make sure I have to stay awake. Well, I'm younger at that time, so it's easy to stay awake. I was up at 2 o'clock at most nights, but so I just remember being like, I gotta catch this episode, gotta catch this episode. So it was great. Looking back on it today, on the rewatch, the concept is cool. I like the fact that it does something really interesting in episode one where like they don't even set you up, like they don't build to it. They're like, oh,
Nope.
something wrong with Brett arm, and like he just pops up. Like you don't get the actual moment of when it happens until the end of the first episode. So they kind of work backwards
Mhm.
in a way, which is
Yeah.
cool. I think that's very interesting. Um, I like I like the concept of just like there's this silent invasion that only one person really knows about, right? Like only
Hmm.
one person has like super duper deep knowledge because of a failed attempt on him. So now he's stuck in this situation like, what do I do? You know, I love and we'll talk about it more in the character section, but the relationship that Migi and Shinichi build and how they both have two different perspectives on like humanity and self-preservation and all these different things. So
Mhm.
they play on so many different concepts and stuff. The story itself is kind of all over the place in a sense that you think you understand what's going on, and then about 5, 6 episodes in, nope, we're gonna change it. That's cool. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. You only got 24 episodes to get through
Oh,
this.
we,
You know
oh,
you
we,
know I'm a fan of that.
oh, we
So
going
then
there
they,
tonight. Okay,
so
okay.
then so then you go again and you're watching and you're like, all right, cool. So this is definitely the person. This person is the villain. Nah, actually, the the mayor. I felt like I was watching Action League now. Like, you know what I'm saying? The mayor all of a sudden
Wow.
happened. And now here we go. Now,
Key
okay,
cut.
cool. That's fine
Key cut
again.
reference.
The
Okay.
mayor is clearly the villain, and that's who we need to worry about. Nah, actually, that's a super
That
soldier, right? Like, yo!
was literally
And
my
Right.
thought, bro. That was literally my
and
thought.
then you get to the end and you're like, okay, it's over. And then the most random shit happens at the very end, and you're like, all right, dog, what are we doing? This is ridiculous. We
Yeah.
introducing people at the end of it's all over
Us.
the place. It feels like the writing could be tighter as I'm
Yeah.
looking at it again. It feels like um, certain things could have been shored up. I've like I said, Nisho, there wasn't a really explanation on where they come from, and maybe that's the point because there was this thing like we don't know where we come from. We just know that we exist. So I get that a little bit, but
Yeah.
Hmm.
it would have been nice to have more answers to certain questions. So overall, it's still a good story. I just now see the flaws more today than I did back then.
Word.
Fair point. Fair point. All right. So, I'm not gonna obviously read through my notes, but y'all know how scatterbrained I could be, so I'm gonna just kind of go through the bullet points so I don't really ramble.
Sure.
So first of
We
all, I want to
appreciate it.
say that I kind of feel bad for this anime because this was my first time watching it, and there was just a lot going on this month. So like, I usually was watching it while I was doing stuff. So like,
Right.
Mhm.
doing stuff around the house, doing submitting documents I needed for adult stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
not OnlyFans, y'all. Just, I mean, adulting things. Just want to let y'all know, if in case y'all was thinking it. Not y'all, but people listening.
Okay.
Damn.
I'm not gonna lie.
Damn,
I got
damn
bad
out
confused
there.
for a second.
Damn.
I got super
Oh,
confused
y'all
for like
got.
for a few seconds. I was just like, all right, I know we
Yeah.
said we were starting content, but you didn't tell us what kind of content we were making. So like,
Nah. Anyway, uh, That was me trying to make a joke. Anywho, you know, yeah. Yeah, I had a lot going on. So it's hard. Like I usually when I watch these anime, I do try to give them my full attention. But I couldn't really do this with this anime, and it was kind of I was felt bad because I was like actually enjoying it when I could like sit down for a couple of minutes and like watch the story. For all of the good and kind of wackiness of it, I was into all of it. So with that said, I forgot to do an artwork reaction to the video, and uh I was gonna, because in my head I was thinking, I was like, when I saw the little hand thing, I was like, oh, this anime is about to be gross. Like, this might be too much for me. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But it wasn't at all. It was, after watching Chainsaw Man and Hellsing and,
Mhm.
uh, everything else we watched this time around, like, it was fine. I thought it was gonna be real gross, but it was what you would expect from like a 2014, 2015 anime. So pleasantly surprised that I wasn't grossed out. All right, so then into the stories.
Mhm.
I agree with y'all. I feel like they didn't like really like the whole Parasite thing just wasn't like they were just kind of there, you know what I'm saying? And I wanted to at least, even if they didn't actually figure out their origin, why they existed, what they were composed of. It just the story itself didn't like show any effort on part of the humans to figure any of that information out for real, outside of trying to figure out who the parasites were.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We didn't really get to see like there being like a team of researchers. Like I guess they did have that one where they were like
They
taking
had
samples.
they
Like
had
it
like a
was real,
task force kinda.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was like it was real light. And it was like, I mean, we all know if the government came across some shit like that, they would be all the money would be drained
There's
into.
only one solution. Like there's more than guns, people. Good God.
Hey,
So,
hey, wrong country, Nisho.
right.
Well played, Stick. Well played.
Even though I'll bring that up later, maybe if I remember. Um, so it would have been nice to see like that more of a human element, like the curiosity that it like we're us as humans, we are so complex, and one of the things we have that a lot of other species, there are some species on the planet that have curiosity, but a lot of them don't have it to the extent that we have, where we
Mhm.
actually want answers. And even when we find answers, we go find more questions to ask about that answer that we got. And we want to just keep diving deeper into whatever we find. So that
Yeah.
would have been a fun thing to develop on. What else I got? Overall, like I'm a fan of these shows where they kind of have these real world kind of concepts kind of reflected back at you through this fantastical, that's not a word. What's the word I was about to say? This
We'll go.
fantasy type
Yeah.
um way of going through anime where you like create these parasites to basically create a mirror up to like humans and the way we behave and things like that.
Mhm.
Um Yeah, and humans get on my nerves. So anything that like show that we are flawed and that we aren't perfect and we do a lot of, finger pointing at, things that's wrong. We don't, pay attention to the three that's pointing back at us. So,
Mhm.
not to get
Yeah.
deep on y'all, you know what I'm saying?
No, get D, please, please. Go
It
ahead,
it
sister.
can be
Please.
this show does have some deep elements. Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I would say the story was engaging from start to finish. I will say I too was kind of on the ride. I was like, okay. It's like y'all can't choose a final boss. Like who, who who is
Ooh,
it? But
we
after I
gonna get to that
realized
final
that's what they were
boss.
going for, I was like, you know what? I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Especially after they killed Reiko, I was like, all right, big dog.
We gonna get into we gonna get into it. Good God. Good God. Hmm, come on.
Yeah, it's gonna be super. Wait, do we need to pause?
Nah, my son doesn't understand that I have a pod room apparently.
Oh, I actually thought, never mind. I would,
What? No. Now I feel like now you have to say it.
Wait a minute.
nothing. Um, yeah, I'll wait till after, but I'm probably gonna forget to be honest. But
I know you're gonna fit. And if you write it down, you'll somehow lose the notebook in the next hour and a half.
I'm gonna put some money on it. So,
Hey
Absolutely
um,
not.
yo, hey
I
yo.
no, because no, then you'll definitely remember it.
Damn his notes.
You did make a good point that I want to bring up. You were talking about how like no one was really trying to um do more research, learn more about stuff. There's only one person in this show that was dedicated to learning.
Yeah.
We'll get to him because the character. Thank you. Yes, the character will. We'll get to the characters, but it's definitely that person for sure.
yeah. And with that said, let's go ahead and slide into the next segment. So, I'm sorry I did a horrible job wrapping up my thoughts, but that's what y'all got. And we on to the next one. We're talking about these characters. So in this segment, we like to talk about our favorite characters, least characters, how different character dynamics played out, how they affected the story. And yeah, that's what we talk about in this segment. And to start off, I would like for Stick to go ahead and kick us off with the character segment.
All right. I want to dedicate a lot of mine to hate, so let me start off with just some love. Um,
Black Air
First
Force.
off,
yeah.
Black Air
First
Force.
off,
Y'all
fuck
love
your
it.
bitch and the click you
Click you
clanking.
playing.
Um, that actually ties in crazy. But anyway, my favorite character honestly was Miki.
okay.
Just mad,
Really?
just super. I like people with logic. I like people
Okay, I can dig it.
who I he comes a long way as the anime goes on. He does start learning and developing some forms of human traits, the ones that we like, not the ones that we hate, right? And that's
Yeah.
kind of like empathy and like compassion and what's the other word I'm looking for? Compromise. He learns a lot of
Mhm.
those things because of the situation he's in, which I think is really cool. But he's also very logical. Hey, we should run. I do not care about these other people. You realize that, right? Me and you, I care about me and you. As long as me and you good, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But he every time and whenever he does that, he still does like and he's like, no, we have to stay. I'm like, all right, cool. We'll stay. It's fine. Um,
Mm.
so I do like that. I will say, um, Shinichi's person, I like Shinichi, but let me be specific. I like Shinichi after he first almost dies. After
Mm.
that, and then before he holds that baby. That Shinichi is the one that I like. He loses all forms of emotion. He does what needs to be done.
Before he held the baby.
Yeah, no, like it's
Before he
you know we
became a
already
pseudo parent.
and we already said spoilers, so I was like, yeah, before you hold that baby, yeah, no, you were the glow up was crazy. Looked like a goof
Hmm.
the first 7 episodes. After and then oh when he oh his whole face was all sunken in and shit. Oh, he looked
Literally.
disgusting. But once my boy
Yeah.
came back from that island, oh my boy look was fly. Ooh, I knew he was the man. You feel me? But he's really cool. He's like he's odd. Like he has this weird thing like throughout the entire show where like he wants to take on this hero mentality. Like I have to save humanity, but you don't. You don't have to do that.
Hmm.
But he just for whatever reason he keeps putting it on his shoulders. Like, bro, I get it. You're the only person that knows, but you don't have to do this. You know what I'm saying? So like he had this weird like very loner type thing, but also a hero type of vibe. So I thought that was very interesting for him to have to like play with throughout the entire anime. You know what I'm saying? Um Now, I want to be clear.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Um,
Let's be clear.
unless your name is Migi, you were a fucking idiot the entire anime. I just want to I want to repeat it again for the congregation.
For the
Unless your
congregation.
name was Migi, you were a fucking idiot the entire anime. He's the only one who made logical decisions. Everyone else did something stupid or acted stupid the entire anime. I am going to leave the other characters to y'all. But what I am going to say is that one, I didn't like, if you were in high school and you were a girl, I did not like your character. Let's just get that out the way immediately. I did not like you. I hated every minute you were on screen.
Damn.
But with this rewatch, I she might be in my top 10 most hated characters. Maybe most annoying characters is what I should say. But Murano was one of the worst characters I've ever seen in my entire life. Stop asking me, am I Shinichi Izumi? I swear to God, shut the fuck up. Shut up. I got tired of that. Every time, you're different. Oh my God. Are you really Shinichi Izumi? Are you really? Shut up. My God. Can't you see I'm over here saving the world? God damn. Every time. Oh my God, man. I'm trying. I got this little side joint on the side. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even giving her no play. And you still know my damn junk. Get off of me, man. Girl died. You know I found her dead or whatever. And you still like, I guess you liked her. Like, yo, stop following me. You stalking me, first of all. You stalking me, first of all. Dog, was she happy anytime there's anime? She wasn't happy until he cried. I hate her, bro. She's so annoying. She is I'm telling you, she's probably one of my top 10 most annoying characters I've ever seen in an anime. She's annoying, bro. Seriously, did y'all like her at any point?
Um, honestly, I didn't pay her too much attention
That's
to
fair.
hate her all over.
And that's not even
I
good
just
because she's like the main love interest.
the
Yeah.
only thing
Yeah.
like after the fact when I was like kind of thinking through the characters and I was like I I was trying to like figure out her purpose. And like Kana was there to kind of drive different story points along.
Sure, yep.
And then you have
Stupid too.
Myrna, who really didn't have any really impact on the story, but I guess her impact was on supposedly on Shinichi in helping him stay grounded in his humanity, which
Yeah.
we get annoyed with as the viewer because it's just like you said, like how many times you want to ask this man, is he him? Like how many times is like like popping up at his house, like you know what I'm saying?
Bro, like what are we doing, bro?
Like real pick me energy. And it's just like, girl, go somewhere. But from the character's point of view, I can understand how because I mean, she's oblivious to all of this. Like she doesn't know anything about the parasites, not until everybody knows, but before everybody else finds out, she's kind of in the dark. So she just sees her man changing and, you know, I would have just thought it was the hormones, but whatever. You know, she sees him like going through this and it's very shocking to her. But, I was like, that's when you gotta pull out your bad bitchery and be like, look, I don't know what you're going through right now, and you won't talk to me. I'm gonna be over here,
She don't
and when
got it
you
like
wanna
that.
talk,
She don't
when
got
we
it
could
like that.
talk.
Got that shit on no.
But you know what?
Oh,
What made it weird though is that, and you make a good point. Like she kept asking him, and then now the more I think about it, she just misses the old one that was like kind of wimpy. I don't like that.
Like
yeah.
My man had a mean glow up, mean glow up. The bitches want him. You know what I'm saying? He's stronger. He beating up people on the side. You know what I'm
New
saying?
haircut.
They can't touch me now. You feel me? They got all of that.
he got 2020 vision, slicked his hair back like Aizen, you know what I mean? I was
I
like,
think he even got new shoes at some point.
I didn't even think.
Bro, my man was styling, and she hated because she knew the women wanted him. That's a hate, bro. It's hate, bro. That's all it was. It was hate.
Hairs.
Hate, bro. It's crazy.
So you wouldn't have, so if somebody were romantically involved with one day they'd be the type of person where if they saw a dead puppy in the street,
Hmm.
they would like do
Oh,
something, caring and affectionate to dispose of said puppy,
Hmm.
and then the next day you see this person and they just like, oh shit. You wouldn't be like, hey, you all right? Like, did your
you
mom
find
try
this
to
suspicious.
Hey,
yesterday or something?
hey, Your Honor, why are we running into so many dead puppies? We should focus on that first.
God damn it.
I didn't say you did. I said they were the type of person
I'm just saying, you
that
said the next day they did this. I'm like, I just assumed we ran across a second dead puppy. There's an
Oh
epidemic
my
going on
God.
now. We should really focus on that and save the dead puppies.
There's a whole other epidemic at stake.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I would focus
God
on.
damn it.
Anyway, Nick, can you tell us your favorite characters?
So, I can't really say like nobody stood out to me as like a favorite. I do like Migi. Migi was fun. Migi was making me laugh. Like I didn't bring my notebook over to the desk with me, and I'm not gonna go get it. But I had wrote down some funny things that Migi said, but I didn't type them up on the computer. So sorry, I can't name those funny things off the top of my head. But Miggy had me laughing the whole time, really straightforward. So I mean, I guess if I had to pick a favorite, I have to agree and go with Miggy.
Yeah.
I like, the Miggy Shinichi dynamic, them two like being like opposites of each other, but like having to work together to get this common goal of like staying alive.
Hmm.
Um, I do like, I don't like the serial killer. I think his name was like
Origami or
Origami.
something like that. Yeah.
Origami,
Yo,
yeah.
origami is some crazy shit. It was like
Yeah,
with
something
you
like
or
that.
something. Yeah.
I like his like insertion into the story. Not necessarily, obviously, I could care less about his character,
Yeah.
but like I like him being in the story to kind of be like this, like really like kind of straight, like really blunt kind of example of what humanity is slash can be. Like,
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Not saying all humans are like him and just straight up killers, but like at the end of the day, most of us are just doing something to fulfill like our own like personal desires and preservation. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that's what he was doing. It just so happened that it was horrible what he was doing. And that
Right,
was
right.
his point of view. And he's like this kind of intersection point between the humans and the parasites,
Hmm.
where the parasites are literally just doing what they need to survive, which is eat humans, be intelligent enough to be able to like survive in different life forms and blend in and things like that. Like they're
Mm.
constantly adapting. And then you have this other side of these humans where they're more complex, but they also have these very like kind of despicable qualities to them. And they also kind of do things that um just out of like fear, love, and all these characteristic traits. So I thought his insertion into the story was a great like idea to have like the serial killer who clearly everybody is like, oh, this man is despicable.
Hmm.
Like,
Hmm.
you're not right for society. But at the same time, it's like he really is like what it is to be human, like acting on like whatever that innate instinct is in you, you know?
Hmm.
So that was cool. Also, I like as much as he was unnecessary, this was weird for me. I felt the angry Rambo cop was unnecessary in the story. However, he also kind of did the same thing that Origami did,
Yep.
where he was like, you can complain that these parasites are horrible for the population, but you're willing to like shoot through just ordinary everyday people
Hmm.
to be able to I don't even think at this point you really care about taking down the parasites. You just have some other type of bloodlust going on
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you just like you don't care like oh they not on the first floor. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
so I thought adding that element in there because it's like oh this person is supposed to be on the right side of the law. You know, he
Mhm.
has the badge, he has the insignia, he has all that, but he's just as murderous as the dude that they have behind bars.
Yeah.
So that was a fun little character inserted. And I also under the characters I wrote like so who was the real villain at the end of the day? Because I'm not buying why did I just almost call that man Goku? I'm sorry, Goku. No disrespect.
Are you thinking
Yeah,
of
don't.
Goto?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
Gota?
Goto.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Goto.
Goto.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm like, was it really Goto? Because he kind of just was like there at the end. You know what I'm saying? Like, who was the real villain? And that was the last thing I wrote in my notes.
They scattered him in throughout the story because it's like you
Yeah,
see
like
him
he
as the
was.
gym teacher, and then he's
Yeah.
the 3 to 4 breed parasite at the end. I'm like, gang, what's happening, bro?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Yeah. So like I
God,
get that. He was like
yeah.
there lingered in the story. But it's like him being important to like this final mission at the well, it wasn't like the final mission because
Uh,
they had that last episode. But like I mean he being like the last parasite boss. Like I just it was kind of like with what was that, Helsing,
mhm.
where the final villain was that,
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
yeah.
freezer
Yeah.
looking dude.
That
And
same dude.
then
Yeah.
then it was just like, but what about the priest?
It's
And
Yeah.
called
that's what
Alexander.
so that I was like, there was other villains before you where I was like more interested in seeing
Yeah.
how that matchup ended in the end. And then they gave us this trash heap thing.
Damn.
Bro, just what?
Trash heap is crazy.
Like
They didn't
super.
even try to dig into it, but like, oh, the company like produced this like I mean they did say that, but they didn't say like the type of toxin or what the toxin did or the effects or nothing. Like
Or what company? Like
what
tied in
Yeah.
company,
somewhere.
Right.
right?
Yeah, just
Make it make
toxins. Where? In
sense.
the trash, nigga? Like what?
You can be like a company that study bioorganisms or you know.
Something. Anything. Anything. You were just like, shit, we made him too strong. How the fuck can we get out of this?
Trash.
Trash.
Yep. How we gonna pack up the trash? More trash. What? Like the fuck?
Bro. Yeah, that
I
that
was
was
so
weird.
I was so annoyed. I was like, bruh, I was enjoying the story. And I was just like, what?
Just out it's out of left field, bro. Out of left field for real. It's
Like if
crazy. I
they
don't
would have
Yeah.
go ahead.
I don't even remember that part when I watched it originally. I don't remember
Hmm.
that. I don't remember the trash heap. I
Because it's so
remember,
unnecessary.
yeah, like it was so odd.
Like they could have if they would have left like the whole part of him I would have bought if they would have took the trash part out and just left the part about him absorbing Migi and Migi still staying conscious somehow in his body and causing an uproar, uprising
Hmm.
between the other parasites that were in there, I would have bought that. You know, I still would have been like, well, how does that work? But you know,
Right.
this is anime. I wouldn't ask too many questions.
Facts. Facts.
So like I could have still bought that, you know what I'm saying? Or if they would have been like, oh, what's his name? Shinichi hit him in a important nerve in his body that made it send a, you know what I'm saying? Like, but the toxins from the trash and nobody knows where the trash came from or like
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the
I
middle of
just
the countryside conveniently like
right. Yeah. And that whole thing, right? We're introducing the nice little lady, sweet lady, by the way, beautiful lady.
hmm
But like, we just introduce her at the end, just as a plot armor to be like, oh yeah, the countryside's a little different from the city, and there's a trash thing, and people are mad. And then, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they showed her dead husband. Was the dead husband someone we saw before?
I got that same feeling too. I
Like,
feel
did
like
we
it
meet the dead
was.
husband? Like, why do I don't need to see his face. I don't
Honestly,
give a
this
fuck, lady.
this whole time I thought he was. I was like, maybe this was a part where I wasn't like looking at the
Bro,
screen. Maybe this is when I was washing dishes and I was just listening. Like, what's this? Did this
I
happen?
Fuck it, why
yo,
not? Okay,
I
great.
rewounded it back, and I was like, I just don't think I saw this person. So like, why are we showing his face like as she's praying to him? I don't care. Sorry, like
I
it
don't
was
care.
weird.
Like, oh, so we're gonna get to you, Nishio, but that just made me
Take your time,
think.
Jason.
I wrote disappearing daddy, and I was like, they really just weaned this man out of the story, and I'm like,
He just following anime dad rules.
clearly.
That is utter insanity. Oh my
I was
god.
like, this anime did the disappearing daddy thing. I'm like, I understand, they had to create some type of separation between them to like make Shinichi kind of grow into his own man, I guess. But at
Right.
the same time, you go from showing them as like a family like oriented unit, and then after the mom dies, it kind of just
I can
fizzle
see it
out.
though. I can see it though. Like
I mean, they
he's
weren't a
very
perfect
devastated.
family,
Yeah.
What
you
I'm saying
know.
is, I can see him like kind of drifting off because like he's drinking a lot for those first few episodes.
I really like that
Um,
focus. I
you
did.
can tell he's kind
Yeah.
of detached. He kind of has an inkling, a very small, it's very brief. If you catch it, you catch it. That Shinichi is somehow involved or knows more than he knows or
Yeah.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But he kind of just like, I don't want to go further because if I find out is I'm really gonna go on the deep end. But like you said, after them first two episodes where I see him drinking, I just assume he living by Shinichi living by himself.
Yeah,
Good.
that's all I'm saying. I wasn't expecting him to like have a big role after that, like because the anime isn't about him and isn't about their relationship, you know. But like I would expect at some point, like I don't know, I don't even know what I expected. I was like, oh, this is the anime dad thing. Okay. I'm like, I expected more from you, Parasite. But not other than that, that was my other note. I kind of skipped, I glanced over. But yeah, Nisha, let's get to you. What's your thoughts on these characters?
Uh, Alrighty. Y'all hit several points on between Shinichi, Migi, and his pops. Y'all hit a lot of major points. So I'm gonna get those out of the way, and I'll get other characters out of the way. So Shinichi, was his journey as a character enjoyable? It was frustrating, admittedly, because we're seeing average high school student gets invaded by parasite. Obviously, going through like their, you know, lack of a pun here, a parasitic relationship of like them coexisting with Shinichi. Like, I'm being human. I'm trying to navigate, not trying to kill humans, but parasites are a thing. Duh. And Migi clearly being the voice of reason as much of reason he can actually gather with his
Mm.
at that point limited knowledge. I feel like them together, like I wasn't expecting one of those things where it's like, yeah, Migi's gonna change and be a, fun loving parasite by the end. It was just like it just felt like no, Migi's gonna stick by his conviction no matter what throughout this
Hmm.
whole fucking story. And that's literally what we got. And as we get to the end, and I was trying so hard not to put this in a group chat, we got those last two episodes. And I'm thinking, all right, Migi's going for good. Shinichi's gonna have to actually learn how to survive this on his own plot armor bullshit. I'm like, what the fuck? Wait, no, because like I get it. It was like when Shinichi was revived, it was part of Mickey's cells in his body. I get it, but at the convenience of him damn near at death's door, I magically get my arm back. What the fuck? Like not devastated, but I was very disappointed because I'm like, this is a
Were you
saint.
disappointed that he didn't die?
Cause, cause my whole thing, right? I wasn't saying yeah, I was looking for him to like be dead by the end of the series. But like, he's like this feels like a shonen move. It feels like a shonen anime move. Like
For sure.
with seinen, it's more focused to like a more mature, grounded, realistic thing. But I'm like, that was the most shonen bullshit they could have done. Like, yeah, he conveniently got his arm back. What the fuck? Like, at least have him hospitalized, then come back to fight this motherfucker. But whatever. Okay, but
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was probably the only thing that really kind of pissed me off about the last two episodes. But Shinichi and Miki's relationship was cool. I dig it. It really just for me, it just like okay, it moved the plot along of like Shinichi just being like, hey, this is what humans do. Miki, this is what parasites do. We don't give a fuck. We're gonna do whatever we gotta do, whatever.
Mhm.
Let's see. Satomi. Stick. I'm gonna ask before I go any further, brother. I presume this is your most hated character, right?
Come on, Mirano?
Yes.
Brother, if I could run, you know how my girl from Tokyo Revengers died?
Oh no. Oh no.
I wish that happened to her.
Oh my god, Stick, bro. Oh my god.
Bro, she was annoying, bro. I hated her, bro. I'm telling you, like
Woo,
it
shit.
takes a lot, bro, for me to be like really annoyed by a character and be like, yo, I just hope that she does not survive this anime. Like I was hoping like, all right, cool. So this is what's gonna set him over the edge, and that's what he'll need to be able to get to where he needs to be.
See,
So yeah, she was annoying. Every time she got on the screen, I got annoyed.
see, I feel like at that point you just see Satomi as a plot device. It's just like she's supposed to be that middle ground of that bridge of, oh, Shinichi's still himself. I still see the endearing little nerd that keeps tripping over everything. Ma'am, he's got a parasite in his right arm, and he refuses to tell you, which is the other part that pissed me off about Shinichi's character. He had an open opportunity to tell his dad, excuse me, to tell his dad what was going on, but I get why he didn't tell his father because his father was clearly still traumatized over his mom. I get it. I'm like, cool, great, leave it there. But you had hella times to tell Satomi, gang, y'all fucked. Y'all could have told Satomi, what are we doing, gang? Like, literally, like,
It should be great, but I just couldn't
with a woman's work playing in the background, nigga. I swear to God, I swear that shit pissed me off. I'm like, gang, y'all smashed, y'all together for a year. You still didn't tell Shorty. Yeah, yeah,
Hold
you
on,
know I got a parasite of my own,
hold on.
nigga.
Not only did he smash, he smashed again. Two times, one night. My boys put up numbers on the board.
That was the only thing that pissed me off. I'm like, gang, you had ample opportunities to tell her. Like,
Yeah.
yes, I get it. The paranoia of everything happening, you were afraid of her looking at you differently. She was already looking at you differently. Which
All the time.
hold on, what
Wasn't even differently. She was second guessing you were who you were.
which
Every other episode, bro. It was crazy.
I'm gonna give Satomi
Shinichi,
credit.
is that you?
Are
Damn
you
it.
really Shinichi Izumi? Shut up.
I'm gonna
Damn.
I'm gonna give Satomi credit for one line specifically in this whole anime where she said, "You're desperately fighting to keep something in check." I'm like, ma'am, that was your
You.
fucking clue. This nigga got a parasite in his arm. That was your clue. That was your clue. My granted, potent line, great line, but that should have been your indication. Yeah, something's up. I think he's a parasite.
Hey, Mo,
The fuck.
you're sticking to me out without.
I mean, it was right there again. It was right there. Okay. I'm a speed run through Kana. I'm gonna speed run through Kana, Tamura, and Godo real quick, so I don't drag this on forever.
All right.
Kana.
Kinda deserves a lot more what you call it because she's an idiot too. So take your time. Take all the time you need with her because she's a dummy. I'm telling you, Kana, if you were in high school, you were a girl, you were an idiot. It was ridiculous.
Damn.
It was.
I'm I'm not
Oh,
disagreeing.
then that other girl was stalking that other parasite.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, my power just leads to you, bitch. You've run into two
Nope.
different people that wasn't
Yeah,
him. Your power
exactly. So
sucks.
your
It's
power is
not
about
great.
33% accurate, ma'am. I don't know how to feel.
Yeah.
But
What?
now,
Dummy.
but I will say, like, I at least appreciate what she brought to the story. Like, she brought some kind of levity of, like, okay, I see what's going on. Like, matter of fact, it just hit me as I'm saying it now. She's what I expected Satomi to be, but Satomi is just love interest.
Sure.
Plot the whole together. Oh, he's still human. He's still the nerd that I endear myself to. Ma'am, there's death and destruction around you, ma'am. I don't know how much of that could really hold up. But hey, look, RP Con, I guess. So then we get to Tamura, who for me might have been the most potent character on the whole show.
Yeah.
because she was a
Really good
fucking
character.
menace. She
Really good
looked
character.
intimidating. She sounded intimidating. She was the most calculating motherfucker in that whole show. And then just the casual mention, like, yeah, we made Goto. Like, so you made a three parasite hybrid that just said, okay, fuck it, we ball. I'm gonna just kill everything around me. I mean, granted, amplified version of all the other parasites, but no, Goto was, he was just destruction incarnate.
He was
Absolute
like that.
insanity.
He was like that.
And funny enough, before I even watched Parasite full, Goto was the only part I knew out of context. I just saw like this gym teacher's body and the whole Yakuza, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, he's a problem. Now that I've seen in context, definitely a problem. But yeah, no, Tamura easily the best for me, best character and the most terrifying character on the show. It's just like
Not
her
mad
just
at that.
carrying the baby and like this, just the way she was like, we're
That
doing
was funny.
something.
I thought that was hilarious.
She was a fucking
Shout
minute.
out to anybody that's ever carried a baby like that.
I don't know how,
Sometimes that's the only way to do it,
You
bro.
just pick them
I
up
hate
by
to
the
tell you.
onesie when they're still that light, and they
cause
like it too. Most of the time, they're gonna be like, they feel like they flying.
Just like a suitcase.
Hey,
like the
look, don't knock it
suitcases.
till you try it.
God damn it. Don't knock it. That is utter
Carry it,
insanity.
carry a baby like a suitcase today.
I'm telling you. They're already work, so they work.
We are together, we anime. God damn it.
Okay, really quickly. 'Cause
Yes.
I know we want to move on, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
Mhm.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
I just want to bring up one more idiot, and
What idiot.
her name was Yuko. Now, if you
That was
remember
the girl that
Yuko,
was stalking the other Jane, the other parasite, the
right?
blonde hair Jane.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
blonde.
yeah,
I
She was
yeah,
mean,
dark.
yeah, yeah.
She had dark
no,
hair.
she was stalking the parasite with the blonde hair. The
Yes.
dude.
Okay. Now
Gotcha.
let's play a game. It's an easy game. There's no way you can get this incorrect. Are you ready? You're stalking somebody, already a criminal. You're stalking somebody. You're stalking somebody, and you see that person get hit with a baseball in the head. That baseball came from so far away, and you saw that person's head got dented all the way into his skull, and then all of a sudden it wasn't. You saw it. You know you saw it. You know how I know you saw it? Because you kept stalking the same person. And then you
Yep.
saw that same person
Yep.
change their face. Okay? You saw it, right? Then you went home to your brother who draws sketches for the police.
Yep.
And you're certain that he tells you, hey, they can probably change the way they look, but this is how they usually look. And then you went to your room and you said, wow, I can't believe that's happening. Now, my question to you is, it's a simple one. Would your next step be, hey, I know this might be a murderous alien from outer space. I'm going to ask him if that's the case. I'm also going to isolate myself from the rest of the school and my classmates to do it in an abandoned art class. She's a fucking moron.
Yeah.
What? So many steps she fucked up. Like, what is this?
Like, what was your plan when he said yes? You clearly didn't have one.
Oh, the little acid thing. Like, it somehow worked out, but you had to jump out of a window. I hope you saw that. You had to jump out of a window to survive.
And I'm guessing her brother, like, maybe they didn't show that part, told her to like acid affects them or something. Because like, where did she get that information from, or did I miss that?
She just guessed, it seems like. I guess because it was like, I guess because she's like, oh, there's chemicals in this. Maybe it'll there's like acid. But I'm like, you weren't in a science class. You were in art class. It's paint thinner. What? So, idiots.
Lovely, lovely. Two more things I'm done. I just went to skip through my notes and I realized I forgot I wrote these down. So are we just gonna ignore the fact that like there was some random scene, I think in episode 14 or 15, where Goto was just playing the piano in his boxers? This nigga, man, it's not.
Yo, I wasn't gonna say nothing, bro, but like that was kind of wild.
I was like, what in
I
the
must
actual
have
fuck am I looking at?
I must have not been looking at the screen when that came on, because I do remember seeing like hearing somebody playing piano, but I don't think I looked back to see what was happening.
just in his drawers, just playing the piano. I'm like, oh, okay, go crazy, gang. And then just I think for me, this might have been the best part of the story and the best part of like Shinichi's character arc. It was the realization of like, is that really my mom? And then Shinichi and then Migi's like, that's not your mom. What do you mean? Don't be ridiculous. That is her. And then just like that was so heartbreaking to me. That was
No,
probably
no,
easily the most
he didn't
that
even
was
do
insane.
Nisho. He didn't even do that. He ignored Migi the entire time and kept having a real
Yeah.
conversation. I'm like, what
Yeah.
is going on? That's why I didn't like that version. The version
Damn.
after that, fire. But that idiot. I'm telling you, this is the anime for idiots.
Damn.
Dang. Yeah, at least even I can be like, that moment I can. Now, every other moment where Migi was like, we shouldn't be here, run, don't look at them, and he looked straight at them, like, I'm like, oh, this dummy. But that part, I could understand the disbelief, the last person in the world you would want that to happen to,
Right.
Yeah.
is the
Yeah,
first
sure.
person in your circle that it happened to, and it's just like,
Yeah.
you can't believe it, you're in denial, you know. So I give
All
I
these
give
emotions.
if there was any chance to be a dummy, that was a moment that made sense.
Yep.
Yeah, no,
That was it. There you go.
yeah.
She's like, Mom, Mom.
Poor son. Like, you got stabbed, sir. I think that might have been the point of realization.
And speaking of stabs, we're gonna go on to the visuals. Um,
Okay. Good
so
transition. I like that.
I'll go ahead and kick this off. I don't have much to say. Other than that, y'all know what I liked. I liked all the slash and dash. Put another hole in you, you know.
Oh, whoa. Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Rap
That
album
was
coming
from
soon.
I was letting
that
it
was from
cook. I
Scary
was
Movie.
Nah, that was your words. Album
The
coming soon.
parody movie.
like,
Slash and dash. Put another yeah, put blood on the walls and play tennis with
all the scary movie fans, put anything in the comments.
you. I don't know why I remember that. I haven't watched that in so long.
That's funny.
Um, but yeah, I enjoyed like those scenes. And like I said, I initially thought it was going to be too much for me, but it wasn't too bad. I mean, by this time I've watched the anime that I mentioned before, including like Tokyo Ghoul and stuff. So, and this was 2014 gore, so it's not the same as it is now. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I thought those graphics were cool. Overall, like the animation was, from what I've noticed of the anime we watched, it's pretty standard for 2014, 2015 anime. Specifically when it comes to Shinichi character, I really liked that they put a lot of effort into changing the way he looked at different stages of him going through his growth or changes, his transformations as a character. I really love how they played with I mean I like the whole shapeshifting thing with the parasites, and
Yeah.
how like the they clearly have fun with it because they all had their same look, but it was, slight differences here and there with the way the head split up or the
Yep.
way their little tentacles. I don't know.
Damn
Like
Sure.
cancer names. Like, literally.
you
Sure.
know, it was pretty fun. Um Yeah, for Reiko to be pretty, like her character wasn't nothing crazy, but just the way that they drew her, like her stature and everything, like her demeanor, like y'all said, like she clearly was, you know, the that what I'm saying, she was the main
Yes.
one. Like she's the most
Yes.
intimidating, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like you feel like if she would have walked off the screen into the room, you'd be like, like you might sweat a little bit. So yeah,
I'm trying to
no,
tap.
Damn it.
fair
Stick.
point.
Damn it.
We all might be sweating for different reasons.
I do not want that smoke at
You
all,
might
man.
have that
Stay over
prison
there.
school sweat going on, you know?
Ain't no
Uh,
way. Ain't no fucking way. No.
um, but yeah, I like the way they drew her. Who else? Parasites, Migi. Not well, yeah, Migi specifically. The hand though, it was a little weird though.
Yeah, it was.
Every time it would stretch and he was just sitting there with this, I was like, this is, if anything is making my stomach squeezy,
Yeah.
queasy.
Sure,
The
yeah.
way his hand is just like
It's-
Laffy Taffy and all over the place, and then now I got an eye and a mouth in there, like I'm just like, this is a bit much for me. Um, but yeah, that was I like the way they drew the or origamis. I like the way they drew his look, with the sunken eyes, a little black underneath, made him look real sinister.
Yeah.
Like they did a pretty good well job of drawing like the characters to like basically be on the outside who they wrote them to be, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. Like there was no confusion. Like the big bad cop guy, you had no confusion that he
Sure.
was the big bad cop guy.
Yeah.
The detective dude, like he looked like a detective fresh off of CSI. You know what I'm saying? Had the
Th- Another idiot.
old con
Hmm.
yeah, with the glasses, asking obvious questions. Like, shut up, get out my face.
Yeah.
He was another annoying one. I was just like, bro, you keep asking, are these questions for real? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't be dumb. Um, yeah, outside of that, yeah, I like the gore. Everything else was drawn, like the environments and stuff like that were drawn well. I like the change of scenery when they went to the island. That was cute. His little side joint that they had there, she was a little
Mhm.
spunky. Um, yeah, that's what I got for the visuals. Um, Nisha, you want to go next?
I would love to. So here we are again at another Madhouse production, and they don't miss. They have not missed of every anime I've seen with Madhouse animated. Now, what I will say, I think the big thing that stands out for me with how Parasite was animated, and this is kind of a callback to like when we watched Death Note in a way. Like Madhouse always knows how to get somebody's expressions like very well. Like
Sure.
Mm,
with Death Note, it's like
mm-hmm,
obviously Light going through his emotion, L being just like completely just neutral, all that. I saw the same things with like Shinichi and everybody else in the show. Like Shinichi specifically, like you mentioned, Nick. Like you see his expression of like him being bright eyed and just like a student, and then you're slowly seeing him coming to that realization of like, oh yeah, yeah, I'm dealing with a whole parasite in my arm. I don't know if I'm ever getting my hand back. Lovely. Like you're seeing those progressions of him in his face and his expression, and the goddamn parasites, they were scary. Like I gotta give credit where it's due. They did Madhouse did this body horror absolutely justice. Like the parasites were they will stick in your mind.
mm-hmm.
Absolutely. They
Yeah.
will be stuck in your mind for a minute. And even just like I think again, I'm going back to Tamora here. Like her expressions for me feel like the best way that the animation showed all the expressions. Like you saw her just completely blank face, neutral, or just like even when she's trying to do a fake laugh, I'm like, that is creepy.
That was so
That was
creepy.
creepy. Like it reminded me of some Satoshi Kon shit. Like, yeah, exactly. I was like, what the fuck am I looking at? But yeah, no, the animation was very solid on this for sure. Like, especially more so on like the parasite designs. But in general, yeah, no, overall it was really cool. Mouse. Once again, can't miss.
Shout out to Madhouse.
Yeah.
Stick.
Um, yeah. So what we said, Madhouse. I think we've done an anime with Madhouse before, so we don't have to run through too many of their classics that they've done over the years. But
Yeah.
I will say that their most recent is they are the studio that does Frieren, which
Ooh.
has been one of the most popular animes that have come out over the last 2 to 3 years. So like you said, they don't miss as far as that goes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the animation was cool, man. I like how everything looked. It's like you said, it's a very 2014, 2015, that mid 2010 style of anime and style of animation. Like I said, Shinichi, great point. And now that I think about it, if I wanted to be like extra, um, Shinichi in the beginning, that very slick back haircut, the glasses, um, very nerdish, right? Then we get to my favorite version of Shinichi. The hair gets kind of brought back up. We lose the glasses. Now we smooth with it.
He's
What I
just
really
missing a
like is,
motorcycle.
yeah, and then he could be in Tokyo Avengers. So then like he would, if you take
Go
Shinichi, the
ahead.
one
Go
who
ahead.
was very, very maybe weak isn't the word, but feeble in the beginning,
Yeah.
and but very emotional, all the emotions, right? Then we
Mhm.
get Shinichi 2.0, which is I'm strong, but I'm also emotionally detached. So we know what both of those guys looks like. By the time we get to the end of the anime, the look kind of combines both. And that's
Mm.
if I like that because like now he's still strong, but and he's confident and he has this aura around him, right? You know what I'm saying? So I like how they kind of do that with his character. They said Miki's interesting. He's an interesting character because like he's not he's not a beautiful character.
Mhm.
But if I were to say, yo, what would Miki look like? That's what he would look like. You know what I'm saying? Like, no,
Yeah.
he can't look any other way. Even when
Mhm.
like Shinichi's having those dream sequences, right?
Mhm.
And it's like, yo, it's Miki, and the way he looks in there, right? That don't look like Miki. Miki has to look like the hand, like that weird blobby type of thing, whatever.
Mhm.
Kind of reminds me of Crumb from Real Monsters. I don't know if that's another little earworm
Mm.
for you guys, right? So kind of like it gives off that vibe. So that I like that. Um, Tamara, what they do with her eyes,
Mm.
perfect. Because like her, like Nick said, like her character isn't anything like crazy. It's not like over the top. It's not like she's overly beautiful. It's none of that. But what
Mhm.
they do with her eyes is it especially when she gets like excited or like that laughing thing. It's very noticeable and it's very vibrant or whatever. So I like
Mhm.
that. Parasites are cool. After that, everyone's kind of generic. Um, and Kana probably has the best kind of like look with the because she has the what is it earphones or whatever it is over her ears. That's kind of her look like in the first early part of anime. Everybody else is
Mhm.
kind of generic. I'm not really excited about anybody, but the anime looks good, and I'm not mad at that at all.
Nice, nice. All right. So guys, the next segment we're going to go into is our take on the audio. So this is all everything sound included. So voice acting, music, sound effects, all that good stuff.
Yep,
Um and mm, Stick, you can go ahead and kick us off with this one.
sure. Um, Intro is pretty exciting, very rock heavy, very aggressive. I like that. I like that. Um, the ending was okay. Wasn't crazy about it. Two things that I want to talk about the music as far as what I heard. The random piano that would play, the piano thing that would play.
Yo,
Oh yeah.
exactly, dog.
Yeah.
I
I
was
got
just like,
yeah.
I mean, I guess
It's alright.
I'll say this: every time it came on, you noticed it. You know what I'm saying? What whether the scene deserved it or not, you definitely noticed it. And I was like, okay, it's whatever you were going for. Maybe it worked. That's what I'll say as far as that goes.
Yo.
And then I don't know if you heard, but a very familiar
Mm.
TikTok song plays throughout the entire anime. Like especially
Oh no.
the piano song that Goto was playing. We hear that on TikToks all day, every day. It's an actual piece, and he says who the composer is because he thought it was Beethoven, but it's
Hmm.
not. It's somebody else. But he plays
Yeah.
it during the thing, and like every time I hear it, I'm like, I feel like I'm watching a TikTok. That's what it felt like as I was watching the show because I heard the piano. So that was very interesting. We also have some um, voice actors I want to talk to. Shinichi, he does not much that I would know of,
Mm.
but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he does play one of Todoroki's brothers in My Hero Academia. He's in some stuff like Zombieland. He has a he has some type of play in Chainsaw Man. I'm not sure if it was the movie or if it was the actual season that we watched. So he has, but the real star here is Miki, Brittany Karbowski. She was the voice of Black Star in Soul Eater. She was Yuri Nakamura in Angel Beats, anime that we watched.
Oh,
What
nice.
else? And as of late, as recently as 2025, she's done some Detective Conan stuff. She has also done fairy tale stuff as well as what else she got? Yeah, she stays busy. I'll put it that way. When I had to pull her filmography, it was a whole separate page. So
Damn.
I think the voice actors did a pretty good job, except for the detective. Something about the way he delivered his voice and like delivered his questions. I didn't like that, but everybody else's voice acting
Hmm.
was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and go next. Far as the voice acting, I will say it now that I mean when you mentioned uh I think you said her name was Brittany, Miggy's
Yep.
um voice actor. You can definitely tell, like, I mean, if with her that type of deep of a resume, you can tell because she really was like the standout um voice actor in the whole
Yeah,
show. Like, even
for
though,
sure.
the writing definitely helped give, that character the most depth and the most to talk about, to be honest. But at the same
Hmm.
time, like, there's certain things that someone that's just like that skilled in acting is going to like portray through something like an animated series that
Hmm.
you can't like I don't you can't really put your finger on it per se other than just skill and just experience. Like she really like kind of in some episodes stole the show from Shinichi because like
Oh.
I mean I'm calling Migi she, but I mean like the voice actor like
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
really like she Migi really kind of stole the show, with their own like internal battles and with the way she like the way the emotion kind of carried through, even though this character is supposed to be emotionless. So that those expressions were solid. Also another one, Reiko, like again, monotone, but still whoever did that voice acting, they knew the assignment when they came in the door, waving the 4-4. Like they knew what was up. Um, she was great. Um, Shinichi was solid too. I give it to him. Like all like especially at the end where he was like, thought he had couldn't save Murano and his voice was cracking and he was, you know, crying like, "Oh, not another one." And so it's like, "Oh, that's I feel that coming through the screen." Shut up. Or even him like dealing with his dad and stuff like he
Yeah.
he really took those words off the paper and made
Yeah.
us feel something in those moments. um who else? For what it's worth, the big scary 20 million parasite dude, his voice was scary.
Yeah. That's facts.
He did the job that he was supposed to do. um yeah, other those were the standouts for me, but everything else was just solid. No, nothing to be mad or very like extremely happy about from the other characters. Music wise, I agree. That damn piano. It was some scenes where I was just like, why is this here? Like I don't like it just doesn't make sense. Um and but there were some parts like there was some nice like I don't know if they use like already written compositions. I probably should look this up beforehand. But I don't know if they use already like composed orchestral arrangements or whatever. But there were some scenes where there was like a lot of like drama from like some type of orchestral music and I like that. And there were some parts that they really use like kind of the bass really well, just kind of like
Mhm.
making this weird like almost like rubbery like suspense kind of sound. in the back of some of the scenes. And what else was there? Like it was either like the insert music was either good or it was bad because of that piano. And it was just always either or. Like I was like, "Ooh, this is great. I love how they're like using the music to bring me in." And then it was just like, "There goes that damn." It was just like either or. I was like, "Damn." Sound effects wise, um, I wish this is where I wish I would have had like time to actually sit down and write my notes because there were like a lot of parts where they like made sure to emphasize like a certain noise, like the door opening, like the scene with Shinichi's mom coming home and
Yeah.
like it was so because like they could have just had him walk in the room and see her, but they added those little sounds of like the doorknob like kind of rattling or whatever noise it was. The sound of
Yeah,
somebody
like the
opening a
the
door.
unlocking of the door. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like then he sees her come in. Like I feel like a lot of people sound wise don't really think, well, some people like I don't know, some people don't really think about that because it's just so natural for us to hear a door opening when someone walks into a room. You don't really
Mhm.
think about it too much. But like those little elements really do help you be drawn and brought into the story, like as if you're in the living room with this person, because like it is something that we hear all the time. So all those little sound effects and stuff were cool. I like the sound. I do feel like they could have put a little bit more on some of the swoosh swoosh, but that's
Mhm.
just a preference. When they was out there slicing and dicing each other,
Yeah.
I was like, you could have put a little bit more on that. But it's also an older anime, slightly older than what we've watched recently. So I understand that, things times were different. Them gunshots though, I had to turn down my TV. I was like, dang, did nobody EQ these gun sound effects? I'm like, I was just like, golly. But other than that, yeah, there's nothing else for me on the sound front. That's what I got. How about you, Nisha?
Okay, I'm gonna save the music for last. Sound effects, honestly, wasn't blown away. I mean, it did its job, like the sound of everything transforming and moving with the parasites and the fights, like everything was cool. Wasn't like, super extravagant, I'd say. Voice acting wise, I had to write this one part from episode one where where Migi just out of nowhere just was like, I didn't, what do you say? You are unremarkable. I didn't choose you by happenstance. I'm like, what?
Yo, yeah, that's one of the things.
That is fucked up. That's fucked up. He's like, you're just an ordinary motherfucker.
Like you
You
were
was
just
here.
there.
You was here, gang. That's
Like I
crazy.
landed and you was here already. Like it could have been your
Regular.
mom, it could have been your dad already. You know what I'm saying?
Literally, it was the utter insanity. But the voice acting, I take it both of you guys watched the English dub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because I ended up watching it in the sub. For some odd reason, I wanted to watch this one in the sub. And honestly, I feel like it was
Mm.
pretty effective. It was cool. I might have to possibly rewatch this in the dub just to see if it gave me the same feeling. But
Mm.
voice acting was cool. I feel like genuinely, like y'all had said, I guess it would, still be a little bit different between the sub and the dub. But I feel like everything still came across pretty decently. Like Shinichi was growing more desperate, growing more like emotional, and like how he's dealing with everything. The voice actor did good there. Like Migi just being flat, monotone, non-expressive, that worked. Satomi being Satomi, yeah, cool. Um, kind of like I would say all the voices corresponded directly to all their characters and how everything developed. So it was pretty cool. The music, I agree with that goddamn piano. It was so annoying. But what my main focus was for the soundtrack of this whole thing. The insert music, Nick, I'm right there with you. I don't know whether I like it or I don't. Cause there would be times they use like very poignant pieces of like just instruments and like it helps the scene flow along. But then you hear like this random ass trap, like Lex Luger type instrumental. Granted, Lex Luger's in my top five. I love Lex Luger. But the way they would time that for some of the scenes, like it felt like there could have been something else here. Like it didn't feel like it fit. It was like, man, we got that. Yeah, just throw it on. Like what? Like what? Because it didn't feel like it matched the moment of like somebody's about to get their head chopped off. Like yeah, we gotta put some traps in their game. Like what? Like no, like that's not it. That's not it.
That
It's a
nigga
lot.
Lex Luger.
Hey, you still my top five. I don't care.
Lex Luger.
Now the opening and the ending theme I am very torn about because the opening
Okay.
theme, the instrumentation was great. The auto tune annoyed the absolute fuck out of me. It was so grating in
Yeah,
my
I can
ears.
see it.
It really was. It's a rare occasion where I just skip the intro. I kept skipping the intro. Like it was like I'm hearing the opening riffs today, auto tune. I'm like, bro,
Okay.
I can't do this every episode. Now, I was about to give the ending theme the same credit, but I feel like it worked better as an insert song because there were 2 points in the whole thing where it worked
Yeah.
perfectly. It
Yeah.
was episode what I write? Yeah, episode 12 where it was just at the Connor's funeral, and then you hear like I guess her ex or whatever, and then Shinichi they about to get into it, and then you hear just kicking
Hmm.
right at the keys. I was like, that was perfect timing. That was perfect
Yeah.
timing. And when Tamara died, like they just slowly kind of had it crept in, like as she's coming to a realization, you hear that anything coming. I'm like, that was perfect timing. Just for me,
Yeah.
it didn't work as an ending song. It worked better as an insert song. But that was really it. That was it for all the sound.
All right. I do have one. So my added comments about the opening and ending. The opening, I didn't hate it or love it. I will say when I every time because sometimes I would let it play just to like kind of soak it in. And it reminded me, so if anybody that watches ever followed me prior, I used to do the Vibey Treehouse Sunday nights on
Hey,
Twitch. And one of our common streamers or not, I don't know what you call the people that watch on Twitch. Um
Followers, friends.
yeah,
audience chat and
Yeah.
various.
they would commonly suggest this artist by the name of Jane Remover. And the theme song was like gave me those vibes. So for that reason, it kind of made me like it a little bit more because I do
Right.
listen
Yeah.
to Jane Remover on the regular now. And it was like, oh, okay, like this kind of, makes me feel, you know, a little bit my happy spot because it reminded me of that. The ending song, wow, it's bad for the ending song that we just came off an anime with a bop at the beginning. I actually like it. It's going on my personal playlist.
Respect.
Now, for this anime, for it to be, I'm glad it was at the end. I'll say that. I'm glad it was at the
Sure.
end and not at the top. Because you don't really care about missing anything at the end. And they weren't doing anything crazy with the ending credits, so it's not like you had to stay and watch. Um,
Right.
but yeah, for it to be at the end, whatever. But personally, I fuck with the song and it's going in my playlist.
Hey.
Really.
How
But
big is that
yeah,
playlist now?
Ooh.
anime songs.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, if I could add of all of Yoko songs, it would
Oh, Yoko
be
Kanno.
rather
I
Yeah.
don't blame
extensive.
you.
But
It
far as like
it
anime,
would be a lot.
yeah. But as far as like just songs that I actually add into like my rotation, it's only been two, to be honest.
Damn.
Oh, one actually, because I haven't added the one from this one yet. So
Right.
it's just been this one. Oh no, two. Cause there's the one we just watched. Uh, I forgot the name of the anime already. Horimiya.
Horimiya.
There's that one, and then I think it's the Samurai Champloo jam. I think that's in there. Yeah, the little rap track.
Son of a
Yeah.
battle cry.
So
Battle Cry, yeah.
that's the name. Yeah, that's so. Yeah, those two probably the only ones. I don't think there's any other songs that I remember that if I did put in my playlist that it stayed.
Damn.
So
I was gonna say the Angel Beast theme. I was like,
I don't
damn.
know. I
That's what I
wasn't
was
that.
thinking too.
I mean, that one was
That shit
solid, but
hard.
honestly, not that memorable.
Damn, really hurt my heart.
Like
Damn. that
Samurai
that
Champloo
piano's
has
so
staying
hard. I love
power.
it.
and that
Yeah.
one's gonna stick with
It should
me
be.
probably for a while. And the one from Horror Me is going because it's just
Yeah,
so
it is.
good.
It is. I can't wait.
Um, so with that said, we're gonna go ahead and go into the last segment because we've been here a while, guys. And this segment is everybody's favorite segment where we finally rate the anime on a scale of 1 to 5. One being you rather watch a slug crawl across the ground and wonder if it is a parasite or not. And five is that you want to tell everybody in the world about it because it's like your favorite slice of cake from your favorite bakery, and everybody needs to go ASAP. So with that said, we're gonna go ahead and get started with our ratings. And I want to try to keep mine short, so I'm gonna try to go first. Well, not try. I am gonna go first.
Mhm.
Um,
Right.
so Parasite. Let's just start off with I did like this anime, and
Yay.
it will be something I rewatch, and I'll probably watch the sub version.
Oh,
When
Nice.
when I
Nice.
have time to actually sit down and watch it, I'll probably watch the sub version. With that said, liking it also involves just also liking the kind of wackiness of it. And when I mean wacky is like what Stick was talking about with the whole kind of all over the placeness with the with the
Mhm.
story,
yeah.
you know. I mean it really gives like even though it has a lot of like kind of like way past I would say TV rated mature
Yeah.
NC-17 type elements.
Mm.
Um I could see like a young Nicole probably watching this and be like, "Whoa, this is like the
Mhm.
best type of television I've ever seen." Just being amazed. But for now, I overall I think it's good. When I think about the things that make like a good story, it has all of those elements, and I've been thinking that about a lot when we review anime these days. Like was essential like the animation is important, the sound is important, of course, but like for me, was the story good enough to keep somebody around to watch from episode to episode? And for this, I think the MC was, solid. He could be annoying at times, but like essentially they did a good job at writing him so that you do care about him in a sense. Like you care about where he goes with his story. He has the family where at first he has kind of this kind of stereotypical dynamic of the parents where the mom is always worried and the dad's kind of aloof, but then the
Mhm.
mom is unalived, and then you got to worry about this whole like secret that that nobody else knows, and it's
Mm,
a pretty heavy secret. And you have your own internal conflicts between being a human and not being human. Um, what else did I say? Oh, the whole transformation, he has to go through this different type of kind of puberty in sense in becoming a man, having
Yeah.
to fight for his own identity and fight for humanity in a sense, or the population of Japan. And I love how in anime too, like it's like they'll they'll have these issues, right? And they'll talk about it like as like a local situation. And
mm,
then they'll be like, oh, like the world though. Like no, like I'm like, wait, when was the world impacted? Like y'all never mentioned about cases in other countries or anything like that. It's
Yeah.
like, so this is a global issue, not just here. I always because it's like it's unnecessary. Y'all don't have to do that. Like we know what story is set, you
Yeah.
know. But
yeah.
I always think that's funny. But anywho, back to my thoughts. Um what else? Oh yeah, so what makes the story like good? So with the whole like theme of like human existence and what it means to be human and all the different ways that human exists and how uh people could think more about the way we consider ourselves like kind of up on the pedestal of all the other species, but in a lot of ways we aren't any better. We're just kind of the more complex, ones as far as like the way we can think and do.
Mm.
So, um, with all that said, uh I was bouncing back with this one. You know, I can't quite give it a 5. I don't think it's that high up there, but I was stuck between a 3 and a 4. And I think I'm giving it, I'm still kind of stuck. I think I'm giving it a 3 out of 5. And I
Okay.
say 3 out of 5 because in my notes I write that my threes are like this anime has like a lot of good parts that I feel like the average watcher, meaning like, people who already watch anime, people who never watched, people who watch casually, like it has enough good parts and enough things that are engaging to keep you watching. And that's actually a big compliment for a 24 episode anime. Like
Yeah.
it has enough uh components where you want to see what happens. Like I said, I was doing stuff, but I was genuinely interested in watching from episode. Like when I was binging it, I didn't feel like, oh man, I gotta
Hmm.
trudge on to this. Like I didn't feel that way at all. Even when they kind of drew out his whole transformation phase, like that went over more than a few episodes. And with other anime, I feel like that would have felt like a filler. Like they would have found a way to throw like those dreaded beach scenes in there and stuff like that. Like,
Mhm.
so they would have found a way to just really fluff it up, but they didn't here. Like, we still got some substance throughout the episodes. So I think it does pretty well. And only reason that stopped me from being a 4, because like 4 is like for me, like there's like maybe just like one, maybe two things that kind of throw it off. And for me,
Hmm.
there's just like some other things for me that kind of throw it off from being kind of perfect. Like other than like the story kind of moving all over the place, just the whole just the villain just not making sense in the trash pile. I'm holding that against them very. I got a lot of disdain for that trash pile.
See.
The Murano of it all, the Kana of it all,
Yeah.
the detective of it all. We could throw everybody in there, like, but but yeah, it does have quite a few bits that would stop it from being like that
Sure.
perfect kind of story for an anime. Um, but overall, it's a solid body of work, and it has high replay value for me. My personal rating, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. But for a watch rating,
Hmm.
like recommendation, 3 out of 5.
Got it.
Yep. So we'll go on to one of y'all. Anybody wanna ready to jump in, or y'all want me to pick somebody?
Nisha,
Nisha,
you
I'm gonna
ready?
go.
All right.
I kind of went with who moved first.
You funny. That's hilarious. All right. So, Parasite. How am I feeling after I watched season one? Nick, I'm glad you said your score was between a 3 or 4 because that's honestly what I've been bouncing between. Um, Shinichi and Migi, solid enough relationship. Um, did it drag on at times? Yes. Was Satomi annoying as fuck? Absolutely. Was the world engaging enough to want to keep you watching? I would say yes. The only lingering thread was just the fact of like, we don't know where the fuck these parasites came from. It was like we just pulled up like, we here. Okay, cool. Invasion, whatever. It's reminding me of like again, I guess my point of comparison here is just like complete parallels here. But if any of my nostalgia heads out in the audience remember Animorphs, right? And the
Ooh.
Yerks. There was a clear indication of where the Yerks came from. We saw they were from a whole different thing. With the parasites, we didn't get shit. It's like, yeah, we here, nigga. That's it. Cool,
Yeah.
whatever. That I think for me, even for somebody who's like casually watching this, they're gonna ask like, where did these parasites come from? Why are they invading the Earth? Why are they feeling the need for such a survival? It's like just random shit that people watching past them. But uh, redeeming parts enough to watch. Again, I'd say more so Shinichi struggle. Honestly, if we're gonna be honest, I'd say between Khan and Tamiko Tamura, I know she's switching names like twice. if we're talking about like the main points of like where Shinichi gets pulled in different directions of like, yeah, there are more people outside of yourself to protect. There's clearly a bigger threat that's like really trying to get in your head more so than kill you. That's even more dangerous. Like that part of the suspense, I would definitely say would keep somebody watching. Bearing that in mind, I will give Parasite 3.5 out of 5.
Okay.
I was honestly down the middle by the time I finished with it because I think the ending kind of drug it down for me. It did, like, because we are caught in the middle of like two back-to-back conflicts that felt like unnecessary. Because it's like the one, he just conveniently got his arm back, and then they're on the roof of this place, and he had to fake out Satomi almost dying. I'm like, it was a lot of whiplash in the last episode. So for me, I'm like, would I recommend it still? Yeah, but I mean.
Mm.
I'd say more so if you want more of like a little body horror thing you want to experience. So yeah, 3.5.
All right. Um, Again, this is a rewatch for me. So I still think it's a good anime. I do think it's still good. It's just with this rewatch, and maybe it's just because I'm older, or I value different things in my shows now.
Hmm.
The flaws just, to me, my flaws, the ones I think are flaws in the show, they just scream a little bit louder now.
Hmm.
The characters doing dumb things. Characters do dumb things all the time, right? But like usually it's one to two characters. Again, if your name wasn't Migi, it just feels like you did okay. A character we didn't talk
Yeah.
about, right,
Uh-oh.
was the Private Eye.
Oh my god, he was annoying as shit. Oh my
And
Oh,
god.
listen, and
he's
listen,
another one
he's
that kind of.
Yeah.
he's the one that did the whole rah rah what it means to be a human thing. Cool, bro. And I would be on his side if, and get it. His family got massacred. I get it, bro.
Yeah.
Your mind ain't working correctly. Grabbing a baby and threatening to throw it off of a cliff or whatever you
That
want to call it.
was that was wild.
Yeah, it's just like the characters sometimes a lot of characters just frustrated me, and I think that was very evident in this watch. Um, Again, the concept is still cool. I think if you really want to tie it somewhere, um, Tokyo Ghoul probably took some stuff from this. Likely, not a
Mhm.
lot, but like definitely some elements, right? Um, I would. This would be one of those animes where it's like it's not like a starter anime, but it's like maybe a notch above, maybe even two notches above, where it's like, okay, now that I've introduced you to the regular stuff or the stuff that
Hmm.
people are known and popular, let me get you into the niche section of the anime stuff.
Yeah.
Um, Everything kind of meshes well. The story isn't my favorite. Um, I just, I will say those last two episodes may be some of my least favorite finales of an anime ever. Just because, like Nisha was talking about plot armor, the randomizer when it came to the final bosses, and even just the way that Goto like kind of goes, right? Cool,
Mhm.
he gets stabbed by the poison thing, and it was just this weird back and forth in the penultimate episode where it's like, okay, we're leaving. Oh, we have to go back because they're trying to reform. The Shinichi's like, I'm not gonna kill him. I'm gonna walk away. And then before the episode ends, he
Uh,
kills him. It's like you went back and forth like twice. What
yes.
is
Like,
what is this? It's like the writers just like they took their foot off the gas or something, and it was very noticeable and it was very distracting. And like I said, the
Mhm.
last episode where we met Uragami or whatever his name is, kind of like the final villain. And I get it; it's supposed to be like a philosophical question, but after all that, it's like I don't need this. I just defeated like parasites. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It was weird. So now that I've seen Nick's score, I've seen Nisha's score, it definitely helps my score because again, like y'all, I was between a 3 and a 4. If you had asked me back then, it would have been a 4. Um, Today, I'm gonna go 3.25 because I do think it's something that I would love to suggest. Like once someone says, "No, I've watched this, this, and this," and you know the ones they'll tell you, the ones that are
Mm,
super popular. So you're like, all right, let me
mm,
give them something that's not obscure, but it's like it's niche. Like if
yeah.
you
Mm-hmm.
know type of anime. So I still have it in that category, but as far as this like what am I suggesting it for? For that reason. And maybe
Mm-hmm.
like additional some more gory or like bloody type of situation or a situation like that. But not because I think it's like you have to watch this, but it's like I want you to watch it
Yeah.
because this is different from what you're used to. So 3.25 for me.
Solid. We're literally all neck and neck with the ratings. So there you have it, folks. If I had to easily, do the math in my head and average it out,
Uh-huh.
it's a 3 out of 5 recommendation from the TWA crew.
Yep.
For Parasite. Yeah, I no notes on that. Just pretty straightforward. Um, I would say with those last two endings,
Mm,
um, it was so like if they would have, I wish they would have just had a conversation between Yurigami and Shinichi. Like
yeah.
if they were gonna bring him back to like do the philosophical battle thing, like I would have definitely just preferred like because like we're all traumatized out, okay? Like we watched all the bodies drop.
Yeah.
We reached the final boss that was kind of underwhelming. Well, it wasn't. It actually wasn't underwhelming. That's the sad part. It just felt because of Reiko, you know, because
Hmm.
she was the really intelligent one out of all the parasites or whatever. But it's like you bring us here so we could feel one last scary moment. And it's like it was so unnecessary to wrap up the anime with. So, and actually saw when on like on the Reddit streets and in comments of the videos that this anime did a better job than other animes at sticking to the manga. So this might
Mm.
be one of the ones I put on my list of manga to read because I'm
Yeah.
interested in seeing how well it stuck to it. So we might do that. With that said, y'all, we've come to the very end of the podcast. Um, sorry to anybody that's sad. Just to remind y'all, if y'all made it this far, follow us on social media everywhere at Together We Anime. That's no underscores on nothing, just straight up Together We Anime. Um, the wheel. So next month when you see us, we will be joined by some special guests. You know, our friends over at the TKO Na podcast will be joining us to review the next anime, and we're excited to have them. And I just have them, have
Right.
them. Um, so with that announced, we're gonna go ahead and do a special wheel for them. So they gave us a few of the animes that they like. And I think y'all watched most of the animes on here, if I'm not mistaken.
A couple of them
Or
I've watched.
Some of them, yeah.
A couple of them.
I've heard of all of them. This is probably the first time I've heard of all the anime,
Mm.
but I've never watched any of them. So I am excited to possibly watch something new, as always. Everything's always new for me here, guys. I don't think there'll be a new watched anime uh, from me ever. Share.
I'm about to record the wheel spin and send it to the TKO not chat because I want them to see this in real time. Like I want them to see no this is the anime we pick. Like by the wheel.
Let's see. Mm, all right.
There we go.
All right, it's the wheel, the almighty wheel.
The
The Almighty
March,
will,
the
y'all.
March wheel of anime, Lord.
Yep. So for the month of March, We will be watching one of these 5 anime. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the button.
Here we go. Our
All
first guest
right.
episode
Yes,
will
indeed. Yes,
be.
indeed. What we getting? Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh,
Oh, Devil
Devil
May
Whoa,
May
Cry.
Cry.
The
Okay.
anime.
right on the
All right.
line, just
Yeah,
about.
right at the buzzer.
We got Devil May Cry
Okay.
as the pick for this month. Holy
Yeah.
Don't you
shit.
have
All
a song
right.
named Devil May Cry, Nisha?
Yes, I do
Does.
by happenstance. Go listen to it right now. Okay, so
Yeah. No.
I,
And
I
I got
guess
the
I
This
should.
was
tattoo. I got
not
the
planned, by
tattoo.
the way, people.
Nice.
So
What you
quick.
say?
No, you
Oh, I
fine.
got the I got the tattoo.
Oh,
So quick
oh,
context, people.
big
So
stuff.
for any of the gamers out there,
Hmm.
Devil May Cry is based on a video game series by the same name. It was
Hmm.
adapted, I believe, by Netflix into like what, 8 to 12 episode anime?
It's I want to say 8.
Yeah, okay. So they condense like a bunch of the games into like 8 episodes. I have not seen a single thing of this, so I'm going into this
Mm.
blind. So
Same.
Hmm.
Same.
Well, I'm going into. Wait, Stick, you said same, you're going in blind?
Yep.
Wait, so how do you have the tattoo if you're going in?
Well, I like the video game character. Yeah. What?
Oh,
Yeah, I like the
this
okay.
video
one,
game character.
it was from the video game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha,
One of
gotcha,
the best one of
gotcha.
the best hack and slashes there are.
Absolutely.
All
Touch
right.
it.
And this is Devil May Cry. Is it just a season, one season?
Yeah.
I
Netflix. I want
believe
to say it's
so.
8 episodes.
Okay. Ooh, eight episodes?
Hey Nick, it's nice and short. You'll be able to pay attention.
Hey, Nick guys.
I almost cried.
I'll slide down a walk.
Yo, Nick.
I might get out a tear right now. I'm not lying.
Yo, Nick
Nick,
just sliced, bro.
Right.
That's crazy.
Nick waited
Let
like
me
4 fucking years for a short ass anime.
y'all see the red in my eye. It could
That's
be because I'm
hilarious.
also
Nick
sleepy,
waited
but I'm
four
also
years for
crying.
Nick waited 4 years for a short anime.
I thought 12 was the best we gonna get.
This is fucking comedy.
You a good one, Lord. You a good one. All right, for real though. Um,
That's funny. That is fucking hilarious, bro.
yeah, I am
Yo,
actually turning up, but it's not because of that. I'm laughing. Well, I guess
Damn
it
it.
is then. Um,
That would have been hilarious.
but yeah. So we're watching Devil May Cry. This is gonna be exciting first watch for us, and we will. I will try not to watch what looks like to be in a live action. Am I tripping?
There's a live action version of it.
Nick, I swear to God.
Nick,
I swear to
do not
God.
get curious. God damn it, don't get curious.
Yo,
Oh,
this ain't
Yes.
just distracted me from my wrap up.
oh my goodness.
Yo, what are you doing?
Okay, never mind. I think it was like one of those fan made things,
All
so we're
right.
good.
Okay, okay, thank you.
I was like, what? All right, so we're watching Devil May Cry. We're all excited. First time watch for the crew. Yeah, so we will be back next month. The first week of actually we'll be watching it for the month of March, but y'all will see this episode the first week of April. Had to remember to put that at the top. Yeah, so first weeks of the month is when we drop the pod. So be ready. Go ahead and watch with us. We'll have the Discord open by then. So you can go ahead and chat with us about it and everything. And with that said, that's all we got from the TWA anime folks. Um, have a great night. Hands up. Hands up. Bonsai.